What's going on, you bunch of heretics? Grab your paint pots, grab your recaf, and let's get some paint on that ever-growing pile of potential. It's here, the Heretics My Therapy Slapchop / Speed Painting tutorials, and today we have the Sons of Vulkan. Yes, the Salamanders. It's quite a cold winter, so let's warm things up with the Space Marines of Fire. You know what I mean. The Salamanders, yes. As always, everything you need will be in the description below. So without further ado, let's get to it. Right, here we have our Marine Infiltrator, good to go to be painted in the colours of the Salamanders. We've got our wet palette, our paint pot, lime and medium, selection of paintbrushes, some kitchen roll, and our model. First up, Administratum Grey. You know the routine, guys, with this. Plenty on the brush. Take it all off with our kitchen roll, absolutely all off, and then we're going to apply small circles all over the model to make sure we get absolutely everywhere. 2 layers of this is what we're going to apply. Nice and bright, getting absolutely everywhere, under everywhere, in all the gaps, all over the model. Once we've then applied that, we're going to grab ourselves a clean brush, and we're just going to take off any of the excess paint that may be on there, the dusty paint. But otherwise, 2 layers of this, followed by a quick brush over with our dry brush, clean dry brush. Next up, Ultron Grey, same detail, plenty on the brush, take absolutely all of it off, but this time what we're going to do is we're going to pick out all the areas where the light would be touching on the model. Again, small circles, but again we're just going over the areas where the light would be touching on the model, almost like an airbrush would. And then same again, we're going to grab ourselves a clean dry brush, and we're just going to take off all the excess paint. And finally, we're going to get our white scar, exactly the same process as before. Plenty on the brush, take it all off, and then again pick out all the areas that would be where the light would be hitting. Small circles, again picking out all those areas where the light would be on the model. Okay, so all over those areas where the light's going to be touching, and then same again, we grab our clean dry brush and just take off that dusty paint. Ready to go. Right, first thing first is we're going to get some Imperial Fist. So a little bit of colour theory on this one. The yellow is really going to help accentuate the green on the model. And like I say, all we're going to do is going to get a small airbrush, and we're going to just build this up. It's going to be 2 thin coats of this, so you're going to get some lime and medium, and it's 2-to-1 Imperial Fist and lime and medium. And all we're doing is 2 thin coats of this mixture all over the model. So 2 thin coats on all of the areas we're going to have armoured. Okay, so the chest plate, as you can see here, legs, arms, chest plate, helmet. Next up, we're going to get our Mantis Warrior Green. And again, all we're going to do is again 2 thin coats of this, again a mixture of 2-to-1 of Mantis Warrior Green, lime and medium, and all the areas that we've applied the yellow to. We're now just going to we're now just going to go over 2 thin coats of Mantis Warrior Green. So you say 2 thin coats. Don't let the paint pool. Move it around, get in all the gaps, get in all the areas. Again, like I say, 2 thin coats is all we're going to need with this. Next up, we have our Warp Lightning, and what we're going to do is we're going to make a bit of we're going to make a bit of a shave or a wash with this. So again, 1-to-1 mix of the Warp Lightning with Lime and Medium, 1-to-1 mix, and all we're going to do is apply this like a wash over the model, just to give it a bit of a richer green texture of that Salamander's colour. So again, move the paint around the model, don't let it pool, but again, we just want to give it that really nice Salamander's greeny yellow hue they are known for. There's the green applied, good to go. Okay, next up we need our Pterodon turquoise. So all the areas that we've just applied, that we've left ungreen, we're now going to use our Pterodon turquoise, and again a 1-to-1 mixture of Pterodon turquoise to Lime and Medium, and we're just going to place on the knee pads, the shoulder pads, the backpack, and the casing for the weapon system, and the scabbards as well for his combat blades. Okay, so yeah, say knee pads, and also the chest, the wrist rig that he's got on. Again, that will be also painted with the Pterodon turquoise. And again, with this is 2 thin coats to be applied on those areas. Okay, so 2 thin coats to be applied on those areas. So knee pads, backpack, shoulder pads, wrist brace, gun casing, and of course the grooves between the armor plating as well. Okay, while we let that dry, we're going to get some Astro Granite or whatever basing you want to use. I'm going to apply the first layer of basing on our model. Again, you know, Astro Granite, Sterling Mud, whatever you want to use. This is where we're going to apply it now. Just while everything's drying, really. Super easy, super simple. It's all about efficiency with these things, isn't it? There he is. Okay, next up we're going to get our Black Legion, and again, all we're going to do with our Black Legion, we're going to mix this up with a bit of a 2-to-1 mix of Black Legion and Lamy and Medium. And all we're going to do is all the areas that we've applied the Pterodon turquoise to, we're going to apply the Black Legion mix to. Alright, and again, we want this to be a bit darker on the model. Okay, don't go from the pot to the palette and straight on. We need to make sure that we do mix this up. Okay, so again, 2 thin coats is all you're going to need with this, because it does dry very, very dark. But make sure that you have mixed that Lime Medium with that Black Legion, okay, because it's a very heavy black, which we've spoken about before. And as you can see there, the layers are getting built up and built up and built up, and it will dry darker than you think. So just bear that in mind. So again, 2 thin coats is all you'll need of this. Next up, we're going to get our Xandri Dust. You know the routine with this, guys. This is the classic Heretics My Therapy party piece that we use. Again, just to kind of give it more of a neutral effect. We're going to get loads on our brush, and we're going to take absolutely loads and loads and loads of it off, and we're just going to feather dust the model. Very, very light. I'm using next to no pressure whatsoever, just all over the model, very, 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 very light, and just go to the desired effect. Again, just so you can just see a gradual change and a more neutral effect on the model. But remember, next to no pressure, feather dusting. Next up, we are now going to apply our Retributor armor, and this is going to go on the crest and on the shoulder pads, some of the buckles on the model. So like I say, on the chest plate. Again, just being a bit intricate with it. 2 thin coats of this is all we're going to need. As always with all this sort of stuff, just 2 thin coats is all we're going to need on those areas. If in doubt, always just go 2 thin coats. And like I say, and then on the scabbard, you're just going to, any sort of buckles that you might want to paint have the gold. Retributor armor is going to do a really good job of that. Next we can get our Iron Warriors, and again all we're going to be doing with this, same sort of mix, 2 thin coats. We're going to go on all the antennas, we're going to be going on all the exhaust ports, on the backpack, the weapon casings, as in the sort of like actual housing of the weapon system, the handles on his combat blades, and like I say the vent ports on the backpack. Just remember, when you are using metal paints or metal type paints, make sure you keep your brush wet. So like every sort of like 10 seconds, just give your brush a quick rinse off, stop any sort of like metallics building up and drying. Okay, but like I say, these are the areas that we're going to be covering on this section. All right. Agrex Earthshade, liquid talent that is, and all we're going to be doing is, this is going to go into all the areas that we've applied the gold to. So all those areas that you've applied gold, we're now just going to pick the Agrex Earthshade, the liquid talent, into those areas. Easy as that. Just a thin layer of this pot palette straight on. Easy as. Take your time with it though, of course, as always with these things. Do take your time. But like I say, Agrex Earthshade, liquid talent, into all the areas that we've applied the gold to. Easy win. And for our silver, same thing again, only we're going to be using non-oil, our other pot of liquid talent. But also with this as well, what we're going to do is all the areas that we've applied the black to, we're just going to give it a quick once over with non-oil. All this will do is it will just sit into the crevices. Non-oil liquid talent, it's just going to do its job. All you need to do is just let it do its job. Just straight over those areas. You will see the results. They will work its miracle. Even though we've applied the sundry dust, don't worry. Again, the non-oil will just sit where it needs to sit nicely. Yeah, and then again, I'm just adding the non-oil into the base, just with the sort of theme that I'm going for. Okay, now we're going to get our white scar. This is, like I say, white scar. This is where we're going to start to just kind of create some glowing effects on the eyes and on the sort of like wrist brace that he's got. So some of the buttons, all we're going to do is just all the buttons in the screen, just pop a little bit of the white in there, because we're going to use contrast paints over the top of that to create what we want to create. In the eyes as well, again, I'm just very simply, nice and gently in the eyes, because again, we're going to be applying the contrast paints in a second. First of all, I'm going to use my Blood Angels red, and all I'm simply going to do is open it up, place a little bit on the palette, and I'm going to place this Blood Angels red into the eyes. Again, just thin it down onto the palette, and just very, very gently work it into the eyes. And this will create a very nice, simple glow without having to put too much effort into painstaking eyes. Next, use that very same thing to colour some of the buttons and the dials, and again you can use whatever colours you want. I'm using some of the old Warp Lightning here just to like colour in the screen and some other colours. But again, if you've got contrast paints, again all you need to do, just very simply from the pot to the palette and just colour in whatever colours you want for your buttons and dials. Very, very simple. Next up, we're going to get our Stormhost Silver, and all we're simply going to do now again is a very, very delicate dry brush of Stormhost Silver on all of the metallic work that we've done. Okay, so again, just very, very small. I've got a small dry brush here, and all I'm doing, I'm just picking out the silver and the gold that we've used, and I'm just picking out little areas that I want to add a little bit of a highlight to. And this brush Stormhurst Silver will do a great job of just adding that little bit of extra onto your model. Again, you don't have to do it if you don't want to, if you like how it already looks, but again, it just gives it a little bit more pop on the model. And there he is, guys, all done, all based, our Infiltrator Salamanders, all done. Hopefully you found this video useful. If you have, give us a thumbs up, give us a like, and don't forget to subscribe. And yeah, hopefully you've enjoyed it. Catch you guys next one. Bye bye.